I'll be going through the answers quickly, so make sure your course book is open and in front of you. And please stop and rewind the video as you need to. So, got your book open in front of you? Are your answers in capitals? Want to know why the answers are the answers? Then let's go. For question number 1, we have to choose the correct answer, which collocates with affairs, which basically means that everything that's going on in the everyday world now, whether it's politics, music, whatever it might be. So what is the answer that collocates with affairs? The answer is C, current affairs. For question number 2, the operative word here is the preposition after the gap of. And the reason why is because only one of the answers collocates with that preposition. All of the answers collocate with a lot, but they require either different prepositions or different language structures. For example, have a lot of time plus infinitive. And we don't have an infinitive in the sentence structure. And that's exactly the same rule for take. Take also needs an infinitive at some point. After lose, you need the preposition on. So to lose a lot on whatever it is. So the only answer that fits the language pattern that we've got here is spend. Spend a lot of time talking about ... For question number 3, the only answer which fits the language pattern and makes any sense whatsoever given the context that we're presented with is D, prefer. I prefer it that way. For question number 4, we're given a list of substitutive terms. The question we've got to ask ourselves is, what does the substitutive term have to refer to? Here, if we look at the context, it has to refer to a friend. So a friend cannot be a fact, it cannot be a matter, it cannot be a point, but it can be a thing. So a friend was one thing, ... For question number 5, what we need here is the correct answer, the correct verb, to collocate with you company. In other words, spend time with you. What's the answer? What's the only answer that collocates with you company is keep, to keep somebody company. For question number 6, the only word, or the only answer that fits the language pattern that we're presented with, which is basically gap plus gerund, is consider. All of the other options, I'll leave you to look them up in the dictionary and to research this on the internet, but all of the other answers require different language patterns. So the only answer here is C, consider. For question number 7, once again it's the language pattern that we're presented with which is key. And the reason why is because 3 of the answers need that language pattern to be changed in some way. The only answer that fits this language pattern, which is he, gap, socializing, difficult, is D, found, to find something difficult. And as a matter of fact, this is a pattern that we meet very often in the word formation exercises, part 3 of the use of English, where you often have to choose the correct form of the word which follows the pattern, find something plus adjective. And this is exactly the same thing. He found socializing plus adjective difficult. For question number 8, this is a pure vocabulary question. We need to choose the correct adjective that collocates with the noun that follows the gap. And the only answer that we can choose here is A, real. You can't have right friends, you can't have present friends, and you can't have certain friends.